YCN, your local view on WVBK-CA, serving Manchester, Londonderry, Vermont, and South Charlestown, New Hampshire, and WVBQ-LP, serving Charlestown, New Hampshire, and Rockingham, Vermont.
Coming up tonight on YCN, another hurricane is headed towards Vermont. See what state officials are doing to prepare.
New England College's Center for Civic Engagement releases a pre-election poll that shows what New Hampshire voters are thinking.
We'll get a history lesson from author Cindy Bittinger and meet another candidate for State Rep Spec Bowers. With more news and weather, stay tuned. It's time for YCN, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth Lake Sunapee region. News, sports, weather, public affairs, and all that is happening in our area. The YCN News Hour, your local view.
Good evening, I'm David Carmichael. Just more than a year after Tropical Storm Irene battered Vermont, forecasters say another potentially bigger storm is brewing, Hurricane Sandy. It could make landfall in the Northeast late Monday or Tuesday. Models are likely to change between now and then, but the official response in Vermont has already begun. Should the storm strike as forecasted, the most important communication is likely to be between the town and the state. Irene tested and strengthened those lines of communication and reinforced their importance. Residents should be considering buying extra food, water, and batteries, supplies that won't be wasted even if the hurricane changes its direction.
A New England College poll released today shows the races for president and governor are too close to call, according to the latest results of the inaugural poll with less than 2 weeks before Election Day. In the race for president, 48.7% said they would vote for President Barack Obama, and 45.5% said they would vote for Mitt Romney. With a margin of error of 4.1%, this race is a statistical tie. In New Hampshire's race for governor, the battle for an open seat remains an open question in the closing days of the campaign. Republican Ovid LaMontagne and Democrat Maggie Hassan are tied with 45% each. Doctors Ben Tafoya and Wayne Lesperance crafted the questions and carefully reviewed the responses. They said, "We are confident that the high sampling size and access to cell phone numbers give us the best possible sampling of Granite State voters and the best representation of what is on the minds going into Election Day." NEC will release 2 more polls tracking the numbers between now and November 6th.
Vermonters who use wood to heat their homes are getting some direct help this year. The state's Fuel Assistance Program will now distribute benefit payments directly to the homeowners instead of the firewood dealers. That leaves the recipient responsible for finding the best deal. The money will show up on the EBT cards. The average benefit for each of the 1,700 Vermonters receiving assistance is $465. The Cedar Hill Continuing Care Community in Windsor, Vermont had an employee that was recognized by the state for her work in caregiving. Sarah Mack received the Vermont Health Care Association Award for Geriatric Registered Nurse of the Year. The statewide award is presented for excellence in caregiving and dedication to patient care. Mack has been working in long-term care for more than 10 years and progressed from LNA to LPN to RN. A family member of a Cedar Hill resident nominated Mack for the award. After the break, you'll get the weather forecast and some upcoming local events.
The YCN News Hour continues in a moment.